Hey everyone, welcome to our next session. We have Suji Yan, founder of Mask Network, and he'll be doing a talk on how to turn NFTs into your Twitter avatar with Mask. And I'll let him take it from here.
Hey everyone, this is Suji. I'm from Mass Network. Mass Network, probably some of you guys heard of it. We got Token Mask and we got Mask.io, the extension. So what Mass Network is trying to do is trying to enable everyone on Web 2.0 to use the Web 1.0 functionality. And the Web 2.0 by definition is those large giant platforms we use every day, and most of crypto people are using Twitter. Some are using Reddit, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. So Mass Network is trying to transform these platforms. Say, hey, we want to upgrade you so that you can, the user of these platforms can enjoy whatever you want on the Web3 ecosystem. And NFTs being the huge topic these days, and it have a lot of social elements, right? So that's why we're gonna use that example of what Mass Network is doing and has related to everyone here. So before we start to introduce the product, I want to share some historical story about the 90s war between Microsoft and Netscape Navigator, the first commercial browser. Uh, yeah, and everyone know this. This started around 1994 or something, and ends up in 2000. Microsoft lose the case, but in the end, well, Netscape actually acquired by AOL. It's a bad story, but what's interesting to me about this story is actually what people at the Navigator try to do is like, hey, dude, we know Microsoft, we know this monopoly software. Don't leave there. We have the new thing over top called browser. Double click on your Windows OS, and then go to the new word called Web 1.0, right? And the same thing happened today. It's like, hey, we're stuck in the Facebook, Twitter, whatever platform you're using, and it feels like they claim they want to decentralize, which is cool. And but there's always a lot of problems. And okay, what if we can just upgrade them by ourselves? We get add a layer on top of it, like and connect to the Web3 directly. That is the math that we're trying to do. Before the NFT new integration, we have done a lot of interesting things like encrypted message, red pocket trading, initial Twitter offering, file service, Gitcoin donation, NFT. It's more about it's all about building a better decentralized social web or net right on top of the current one. And how will that work? Use the example of the red pocket. So how does red pocket work is actually it's very cool. It just go here and see that this is a random tweet, and I just tweet about sending money last year. During the Lunar New Year, people are celebrating the Lunar New Year, and then they got Vitalik sending money as well. And remember, all these money are on the Ethereum chain. They're not part of Twitter, but we just put it back on Twitter or Facebook and make it feel like you're using Twitter and Facebook, and you upgrade your user experience from Web 2 to Web 3. This red pocket's gone, but everyone can just send a red pocket so easily. Just do it here and just find your DID, whatever. Then you can send red pocket. Then you can be like Vitalik and us, just enjoy the fun thing on Twitter. And not only that, we can also do way more thing. So this is the directly buy sell NFT on Twitter. The OpenSea and all this NFT PFP is being so popular. Every celebrity is buying that and change that to the avatar, right? But the problem is like, okay, well, I saw this guy have a cool NFT and I posted, but it's all PNG on Twitter. It's just a JPEG on Instagram. It's not really Web3. How can I really just upgrade that into Web3? So we have some cool integration with the OpenSea and Rarible. That how it looks like this. I got some cool screenshot here. You see, when I go to this page, polyart.eth is retweeted by OpenSea. Well, remember, this is all just PNG. You see, this is just a PNG, but what we can do is like place it right now and I don't have ETH unfortunately, but just change any token you want, and you can just place a bid. And I also did a quick video because a few weeks ago, OpenSea released its iOS, but unfortunately, they can't do purchase due to the limitation of iOS. But we reinvented hosting the web view in a Twitter third-party client, mass network client. It's going to be released very soon. You see, you can just bid on Twitter, and you just choose your best currency DAI here, and make your offer, pay some gas fee, and then confirm. This is very interesting experience we have. So in my opinion, every Twitter profile page will be turned into an e-commerce website for the creators to just sell these PNGs, or create creativity art. And what about the what about the um, what about the galleries, right? This is another topic. I believe most of you here saw uh, the spoil video from Twitter employee. It's doing pretty great, and we started seeing earlier than Twitter, and we're actually in active conversation with Twitter guys, including the Blue Sky Initiative, which is initiated by Jack Dorsey inside Twitter 2019, and we're one of the founding member last year, and now Jay, she's leading the new effort. We have a lot of conversation, and it's really glad to see Twitter doing this themselves. And we're gonna just not only support this, but we're gonna just do more. So this is what you're gonna have for the NFT gallery on Twitter page. Everyone got ENS, or everyone got ETH ID bonded to the Twitter ID. You can have all this thing, and not only NFTs, you can also have these donations. This is another ecosystem project we heavily bet on called RSS3. People here probably heard of RSS, right? RSS Reader, it was a great protocol, but didn't survive. And RSS3 is a project try to do all the thing in the Web3 era. So you can share all your NFTs, and you can share all your Gitcoin donations and OG in open source donation, and you can share your Mirror, the XYZ article store on the Arweave storage chain, put them all together. Then with your PFP avatar, that's another thing that we're doing on Twitter. Still have active conversation with Twitter. In the yesterday video, I think it's kind of deleted, but there's everywhere. In the yesterday video released by Twitter, you're gonna see they actually support this on iOS. We take a step further that not only support the ETH, but also recognize which punk you have, which whatever you have, which ape you have, and then have the price over here. So it's gonna be pretty cool to see what's the next step of. Let me show you guys, Josh Anna. Yeah. So he's LG. He got this thing earlier on, so it's only like 19 ETH something. So this is another thing we did. And what we can do one step further than just overlay the user interface, which is partnering with Twitter and other Blue Sky team member, is we can actually transform the experience of ownership. Well, even this whole blue mark thing, verified thing of Twitter avatar or PFP and the gallery thing is to prove that you own something, and that's all digital asset, right? And I think the whole Web3 is about owning and able to buy it, sell it, maybe trade it if you really want to do that. Well, fractionalize it, maybe not so safe, but you can do that. It's all about freedom and ownership. And speaking about the social network, the least thing you got is the ownership. You don't really own your data, right? So what about you can just sell your tweets as an NFT, maybe your Instagram post as an NFT. We're very proud that there's an ecosystem project Casten. We did a strategic check doing all this amazing thing, and we have bounty hackers from Gitcoin that integrate the SAN interface into mass network, and then you can actually use that right on top of Twitter. How it works? Well, I don't have Jadossi selling tweets these days, but I do have an NFT guy. He's Good Morning. He's GM every day, and these people bid on his GM. No idea why. So this is how it looks like. like X Copy, OG. I can follow him right now. And he's good morning every day, and there's everyone bidding on his good morning tweets. Maybe someone want to do a good morning collection, good night collection. We're gonna make a collection in the metaverse, and I can bid here. Like you can see, Sand, valuable by Sand. Later on, I believe the team of valuable is coming to not only Twitter but later on Instagram, YouTube, well, everything you want. And then the thing is, you can buy his GM and make it your PFP avatar. It's so funny. I have a GM collection. It turns out it shows I'm OG and wealthy, whatever. Um, um, was to take a special note that Jack Dorsey himself used Cent. Really, it's a really surprising move that that's actually 5 months ago. He used the Cent and tried to sell his first tweet as an NFT and ended up doing pretty well, 2.9 million. Or donated to the geared directly Africa response. But unfortunately, he converted all his ETH into Bitcoin just to do a donation, which is not so cool. But we have still a lot of effort, not only just showcase your NFT, but say, hey, let's buy it. And another thing we want to mention is we can actually do all these social tokens thing as well. This is still undergoing, but let's just say I want to do Alex. Alex is the Alex coin, right? Alex social token, social money, right? And the cool part is you can GM from Alex, and this is another Alex called the OG. Called the OG 2.14 is Penguin, and just able to swap it, and it's support by 0x or Uni v3 v2, and it's just gonna swap. I'm gonna really do the swap to support Alex. Yeah. Oh, failed to estimate transaction, reverted on chain. Yeah, okay. I don't have enough gas fee, whatever. And hopefully we're gonna support not only Twitter. We're actually doing that. We'll support Reddit, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Well, probably any other Web2 platform you can name it. The funny part is the whole mass network is decentralized. So all this interesting functionality I mentioned is not really built by us. It's built by our great community. Um, and as mentioned by the host today, the topic is also about like NFT avatar and how to turn it into something more animated, right? So today I really want to show a little bit interesting thing from our two ecosystem project, as mentioned, the RSS3 and the Mint team. Mint team is doing a crazy thing. Let me share you guys this thing. 1 second. Here we go. So this is called Haha NFT. I'm gonna skip because this is part of the hack zone loot hack, and I'm gonna show you guys the cool part. So this is all about loot, right? Everyone knows this loot is from TXT to JPEG. People can do overlay on top of it, and then even can do interactive games. You have adventure gold, and people can turn your PFP into a loot. Well, anyway, but then okay, it's like if you just change the avatar, it's not so funny. We just need some more. Then what if you use the MassNet functionality to upgrade this thing into a whole Web3 user experience that you have your loot like your digital self and running on top of Twitter profile page. That's the Mint team is trying to do. Yeah. So this is the loot from the mass DAO. We actually purchased several loot in the DAO to actually get, maybe randomly drop to the people who are lucky. But right now, if you go to in the beta version, if you go to mass network page, you'll see this funny loot run over, and and you can just see his, yeah, it's all the property. He's talking, and we also partner with another project called Mirror.world, and the team behind it, so that your loot can have a soul. The soul can actually talk to you, right? So this is the art technology from RS3, Soar on Arweave, and then we just use the Twitter provided DID to make this thing all happen on Twitter. This is very funny and still in beta. Done by this haha NFT team. It's like a mirror, two team together. RC3 team plus Mint NFT team, Mint team, and the Mirror.world team, three team together. Yeah, so that's pretty much pretty much I want to share today. And I feel like there's so many things we can do in the Web3 is not being done yet. And the key, in my opinion, of success of a Web3 project is, not only say, hey, we can display that thing, we can just follow that thing. It's about open app trend. We were really glad that all this thing happened on Twitter, and even Jack randomly show up to Boston and sell some tweets. But the key, in my opinion, to a larger scale of success is to enable 100 team like Cent, 100 team like RS3 or the Haha NFT. You can just do random and very innovative different thing in a very low cost way of development. And even without permission of Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, that's the most important thing. It have to be a permissionless Web3 and Web2 coexistent environment that not only your avatar can be adapted into Web3, your whole social graph, your penguin can be your digital pet run on your Twitter profile page and then fight with other penguin. That's all gonna happen. So that's why we also launched this interesting SDK from the mass network that everyone can able to launch a product inside Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or YouTube through the mass network SDK. You see the initial tweet offering, Gitcoin, Send, and we also have the unlock protocol. You can do pay to unlock, put together lottery, good ghosting, saving game, DHash, decentralized eToro. You're gonna have all of these, and I believe that's actually something still only 1% of the journal. Well, I think like NFT probably like 20% your journal, and enabling the Web3 in the Web2, starting from change your avatar into PFP, that's the 1% of journal. So thanks everyone here, and thanks to Dystopia Lab for providing me this opportunity. And if you have more question about this and you really want to test product, please go to mass.io. We got fully open source, and token is launched, and governance token. Also, feel free to DM us on Real Mass Network on Twitter and join the Discord and Telegram. If you want to DM me directly, my DM is open. Search Sujiyan, SUJIYN on Twitter, and happy to answer any question. Our goal is always the same: try to bridge the Web2 and Web3, starting from your PFP avatar and maybe your DGen token on Twitter. Thank you.
Thanks, Suji. This was great. If you guys have any questions, please drop it into the chat. Otherwise, feel free to follow him on Twitter and then ping him there. All right, so let's wait another minute or two. Yeah, this was a really great talk. Thank you for doing it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and thanks for the community. Let me share the my personal Twitter as well in this chat. and also our group chat of Telegram and Discord. And again, feel free to join. And I think this journal is just 1% finished. Yeah, and the Twitter official integration is just a start. Yeah.
Cool. Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. I think what we're going to do is end a bit early and then take a short 10-minute break, and we're going to resume in 10 minutes.
Sure.
Awesome. Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
All right, everyone, come back in 10 minutes and bring coffee.